Hello everyone. Today I have some cross stitch kits from VIP Cross Stitch. This first one is a JoySunday 14 count printed. I already took it out of the outer wrapper because of the crinkly noise. I hate that. So anyway, this is what it looks like. The 4 seasons. And here is the chart. And it has 30 colors, mostly full stitch. There's some French knots, which I usually will use beads because I'm not very good at French knots. And there's a fair amount of back stitching in this one. You can see the blue lines. That's going to be back stitching. And the circled ones, these circled symbols, are French knots or beads. So everything outlined in blue is going to be back stitching. You can tell from this picture right here, the outlines in the house and the trees. And something like this, you can skip back stitching, but I would not in this because you won't get the details in the trees and in the flowers. So this is what the canvas looks like. It is 33 by 33 centimeters. And I thought that this was going to be gray cloth because the background is gray. It's like a light gray. But apparently number 2, this is all going to be stitched. This all background stuff, which I might do a half stitch to do the background. So it doesn't look like it would take very long to stitch. It's not very big. The back stitch is going to be, the back stitch and the French knots are probably the hardest part of this. Alright, and as usual, it comes with a nice good storage bag with directions on the back. And then the second one is not a JoySunday. I'm not sure what brand it is, but this is the image. I think these are Peonies. Peonies, yeah, or hibiscus. I'm not sure. So this is an 18 count, which is a new kind of the print in printed. They haven't had many 18 count. An 18 count is a much smaller fabric size. You can see it's a lot smaller than 14. And here are the threads. It's kind of tangled here. Let me see. It's a lot of thread. What am I doing wrong? It's really soft thread. This is 28 colors. Here we go. Let me shake it out. Here. This is 28 colors. And then it came with extra. It doesn't all fit on the card sometimes, so they give you these braided hanks of thread. They give you more than enough thread. Here's what the chart looks like. Now this one came in 11 count, 14, and 18. And as I said, it's a very much smaller grid. And I may do this whole thing in half stitch, which is not a complete cross stitch. You're just going over one time and not completing the whole cross stitch. I might do the whole thing in half stitch. And you also get 2 needles right here. Looks like the eye of those are pretty good. Sometimes I switch the needle out. And then the chart. There's the chart, in case you ever want to do it as a counted cross stitch. And this one just came in a plain cellophane bag, so you'll need a project bag to put this in when you're not working on it. And I think I might actually start this one and put it in a frame or a hoop, and I want to see how it looks with using only half stitch. Okay, I forgot to show you the threads for the 4 Seasons, the JoySunday. You can see they're on a color card as well. This is the background color, that gray. And that also comes with 2 needles, the gold tip needles. And I want to show you a difference as well between the JoySunday kits and the other off-brand one. The edges. On the JoySundays, the edges are serged, they're sewn, so they don't unravel. You can see already on this other one, the edges are starting to unravel. So what you need to do is go around the edges with some fray check. It stops fraying on fabric. You can find this in a craft store. If you don't have fray check, you can even use like white Elmer's glue and just kind of go around the edges so that will stop fraying like that. I decided to use a Q-snap type frame for this 18 count, and right here I am just assembling that. And VIP cross stitch does carry these in various sizes, although I already had one on hand. So I decided I wanted to kit this up and start working on it. I've never had an 18 count printed before, so I was curious about just doing the half stitch on it just to see how the coverage would be. So you assemble your Q-snap and you put your design over it, and then they have these little half circular type cylinders that snap right over the frame. So what you don't see is me putting the bottom piece on. I was struggling a little bit with that. And the design fits pretty well into this size of Q-snap. And here I am putting the side piece on. And then you can kind of roll those away from you and it tightens the fabric. The only thing I didn't like about having it in a Q-snap type frame is that I am now covering the color key on the side. So I cannot refer to that anymore if I keep it in this frame. So I will have to look at the written pattern. And here I am just tightening up the sides to get the fabric nice and taut. I put the Q-snap frame into these holders. It is like a clamp that clamps onto my desk, and then this upper portion clamped on to the actual Q-snap. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it in here. It's the first time I've ever used this system in this way. So I may or may not use this. I just wanted to see how those worked out. And I'm back. It's been about a day or two, and I've been working on these kits a little bit whenever I have time. I like to actually work on a kit before I give a final review. So the JoySunday brand, 4 Seasons, I kept gravitating back towards it because I'm familiar with the brand and it's a good brand. And I started at the bottom doing the winter scene. This right here. So I'm working my way through the winter scene. The threads are laying down nicely. I haven't had any issues. I've got some gray background, and I'm starting to do the white portions. Where the printed canvas is orange is where the white threads are going. So I'm really liking this one. It's small and portable. I can take it into the living room or work on it in my craft room. So I'm digging this one. And there's the thread card. See how shiny and nice those threads are. So JoySunday is a good brand with good consistency every kit that I get. So VIP Cross Stitch has a lot of JoySunday kits. Okay, so the other kit, the Peonies, the flowers. I took it out. I still have it in the Q-snap frame, but I took it out of the holder that I was using because I was working on it in another part of the house as well. So there's my needle minder with my 2 needles there. I had 2 needles threaded with these 2 colors of pink, and I'm trying to get very close so that you can see my half stitches. I have decided I am going to do the whole entire thing with half stitch. I think it'll be quicker, and it still offers good coverage. So this one's going to take me a while. This one's going to carry me through the summertime probably. I will work on this in between all of my other projects. And I really love how they give you this is the threads that didn't fit on the thread card. I love how nice that looks. Look how shiny those are. So there's a lot of thread involved in this one. Lots of thread involved in this one. So this will take me a while, but I will update whenever I can. And I want to look at the VIP cross stitch website and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here it is. You'll have a promotion pop up with discount codes. Now, the thing about VIP cross stitch, there's many sites that sell these type of items, and they also sell other crafts. VIP cross stitch only sells cross stitch, printed, counted, JoySunday brand, and they have it categorized with discount, customized, new arrivals, best selling, large size, and then they have all the accessories that you'll need too. So you can check it out for yourself. This is the categories that they have. So no diamond painting or anything like that. Let me just take a look at their accessories. So here we go with another. If you sign up for them as well, they don't overburden your inbox with tons of emails. I'm just going to say it right now. I subscribe to a lot of craft store emails like Joanne and Michael's, they will send me an email 2 or 3 times a day. It gets really annoying. So VIP will send you an email maybe once a week, if that, just to update you on their new arrivals and stuff mostly, or if they're having a special. So that you can see all of the accessories. They have needle minders, frames, hoops, thread holders, clips, bobbins, self-adhesive tape, which if you stitch a lot, you can get, I have a callus right here on my finger, right here. And I actually have some of this tape. You wrap it around and then the needle doesn't irritate you. So they've got all of these things, lots of nice scissors, thread holders, a case. They also sell all the stitching stuff. They also have some crochet hook stuff too. They don't carry yarn, but they do carry several sets of really nice crochet hooks with cases, some of them. And then, yeah, 2 weeks shipping, pretty good prices, a lot of selection. So sign up and fill your cart, get you some stuff. It's very good prices. So I will definitely be, there's a Q-snap frame right there for $6.90. And you can find them on Facebook and other social media sites. So I appreciate VIP Cross Stitch for sending me these items. I want to just be able to work on these and give a good review. And I do have a good review. The only downside of any of these products that I've been using is the fraying on this one. But that's easily solved by the fray check that I talked about, or the Elmer's glue, which you can kind of put between your fingers and just run along the side, a very thin layer, which I haven't done yet to this, but I will. So I hope that everybody has a good day or evening, and thank you for watching my VIP cross stitch review.